All right. Hello, Magi. How you doing?
Hey, Vega. It's good to be back here. How are you doing, man?
I'm so excited. I can barely hold it. We're one day away. I'm just like beside myself.
I'm just excited. I'm sitting here watching Academy LCS. That's how badly I need to be ready to see some professional League of Legends. I mean, the games haven't been too bad. Did you see the 100 Thieves C9 Academy one?
I caught the end of it.
Okay, it
Dude, I'm
was
just
surprisingly bang.
I know. I'm just competitive League of Legends is back. Oh my gosh. We weren't even gone that long, but it feels like forever.
Oh no, off season definitely feels like forever when it comes to not having any pro League of Legends for a long period of time.
Just really ready for this 2-0 CLG week. Ready to get the split started off right.
2-0 CLG week. Wait, who are they even going against? If I see who they're going against, then I may agree with you, but I'm not too sure of that.
You know what? I'm not going to put my professional reputation on the line with that prediction. But, oh gosh, I look at myself on stream. I need to shave.
Man, I wish you guys could see me. I'm a lumberjack right now, actually.
Aren't you actually like a lumberjack, though?
No. I'm just a nature guy.
Just a nature guy.
Yeah, I'm just a nature guy.
They play EG. Never mind. EG and Immortals.
Right.
Okay, 101 week. You know?
Okay, all right, yeah, one week of what we've been hearing about CLG scrims is true. I'll probably take a game off the months. I don't know about EG.
Almost certainly they're going to do it, right? They're almost certainly going to do a. But let's not. Yeah, let's not get too into how great CLG is going to be. We obviously know they're not top 5 for either of us.
Yes, now that we have gotten into your terrible predictions already, I guess it's time we begin the show.
We like to start low and build up, So
Yeah,
you set the bar
start
low
low.
or just overachieving constantly.
Yeah, start low, build high. But all right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Everything LCS. We're picking up where we left off last week with our power rankings for the spring split. We are now doing our bottom 6, or yeah, we're now doing our bottom 6 for the LCS, and we're going to do a deep dive and say why we think these teams are so trash that they can't make finals, or that they're not trash enough that they do make finals. This is where the fun begins.
Something like
We
that.
actually get into why we think certain teams are going to have the performance that they're going to show. So
Yeah.
I'm super ready for this. Hope you guys are ready for this. I hope Vega's ready for this. I feel this is going to be pretty fun.
I feel like I need to fasten my seatbelt in for how exciting this is.
Okay, so do you actually want to start off the 6th place, or should I? Because I mean, I think this is one that we both may agree on.
Yeah, I'll start. Why not? We'll start with the worst prediction and let you come clean up.
The worst.
I have 100 Thieves as my 6th place team. If it was a regular playoff, they'd be in. They were in last split. They were a roster that was built to get better over time. A young roster, with a couple known quantities like Someday and Meteos, but for the most part, this is a roster that we expected not to be that good in spring and to get better the longer they played together. And they, frankly, were pretty good in spring. I mean, I think above expectations making playoffs. And there's a lot of room to grow. I think Someday had a really poor playoffs, and I think Cody's done the same. They didn't show up in playoffs as much, and I think that's almost a good thing in spring because that gives them, that fire to be like, we went out the way we didn't want to in spring. We know we're better than that. We know we're better players than that, and we're going to come into summer and we're going to smash. So I think they're a team that I do believe, the teams we went over last week, they're a tier below them. But, I mean, this team has Cody Sun, Someday, Meteos, and Stunt and Ryoma also are no pushovers. So I think that there's, if all these players, if it gels, if it clicks this split, this could be a team that's easily, top 4. But just looking at how they were last split and looking at the teams above them, I think 6th place is almost exactly where I expect them to be.
Yeah, like as you said, I mean, I also had. You could reveal it. It's no surprise I'm a 100 Thieves fan. Ooh, 100 Thieves 6th place. This is legit just the floor, in my opinion, for this team. Could they get higher than sixth place? Yeah, yeah. Definitely. There's a possible chance for that. As you said, someday didn't have that convincing of a playoffs run. He honestly, I think that was possibly some of his worst performances during the spring split. And honestly, I disagree with the Cody. Some part he did. I feel in playoffs he showed up a bit more,
He
and
was
also
better than
Rioma.
someday. Yeah, he was better than someday in playoffs.
Yeah. So and like Cody Sun and Rioma, they did pick up a bit more and showed more of the reason why 100 Thieves, Papa Smithy, Ziggs has put such faith in this roster. And so I'm super excited to see how they come up in the summer. I mean, 100 Thieves Academy already got the first win. You know, there's only up from here. They have to follow. They cannot let their academy team beat C9 on the first day and not at least get one win in their first week as well. So I'm really looking forward to see how this team performs. Ryoma, I feel he really started to show what he's possibly capable of. I mean, especially in the team fight side, his lane definitely still needs some work. We saw some holes when they were going against TSM, and Bjergsen really exploited some of that. But I definitely feel Ryoma showed some of the good things that he could bring. Like team fighting was one of the things that really stuck out to me. The only other concern I have is stunt. There has been talk about his solo deaths, the way he's been getting caught out pretty often. I think he had the most deaths towards the end of the spring split. So that's something of concern, but I have full faith in this roster. I definitely feel that there's no way that they will get anything lower than six, and I definitely feel they have the potential to beat out some of the other teams. They may even get revenge on TSM. This split, I heard TSM probably isn't any better than they were last split, but we're gonna see about that.
Do you want to roll right into your next team?
Yeah, we'll right into my seventh place pick. My seventh place pick for the where are my picks? Here it is. My seventh place pick for predictions was actually Golden Guardians, the Golden Boys, no longer having golden glue, Grayson, Golden Guardians
Are you
Gomer.
okay? Are you okay right now?
It's a
Too
tongue
many
twister
G
here.
words.
Okay?
It's too many G.
it's a whole
Golden,
mouthful. It's a tongue twister. But no
golden
longer are
boy.
they no longer are they Vault Boy, Golden Glue, Golden Guardians. He is out of the starting lineup, and they now have Demonte. With the spring split, we saw really good points of them. One point being closer in particular. Now, closer having possibly a more effective mid laner, because I mean, Golden Glue didn't perform badly. It made he performed serviceable, but we don't need serviceable. We need that team needs someone who has the possibility to make the aggressive plays and make the rooms. And I feel with Demonte on the Golden Guardians roster, um, he he's like a Niski light, but maybe 3 tiers below. But his play style does, I feel, follow that of Niski. So with Closer and Demonte working together, I feel the mid jungle would be pretty good. Hopefully, they end up making their isolated deaths that they had last split less of a problem, because that was something that really stuck out to everyone. It was like, why are these guys getting caught and killed all the time? This isn't exactly how you should be playing a pro game right now. So we'll see. We will see. FBI has a support, kind of Huhi. Will
Hey,
actually Huhi have a full? Yeah, we're not really sure. This will actually be the first time we see a whole LCS split where Huhi actually supports. So there's a lot of going around, but if they can make playoffs last split with Golden Glue, I see no reason for them to not be able to make playoffs this split with Demonte, who people say is a better mid laner. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, what would back-to-back playoffs mean for Golden Guardians? I mean, like, that's huge just as an org. Like, making playoffs 2 splits in a row, that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I think each time they missed, they like got in once and then they missed the following time. So if they could get it, if they could make playoffs 2 times in a row, I mean that shows that they're on the right track for how their board is performing. And I mean, I feel they're slowly getting better.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, and what's your terrible 7th place pick, Vega?
Don't flame me. Do you have the stream up?
I do have the stream up.
I'm going to let you see it, and then I'll go into it.
No.
Look. Okay.
Geez.
Let me explain myself. There's no bias here whatsoever.
You have a CLG jersey on in your picture.
Look, there's no bias here. Okay, it's absolutely none. I think that CLG's 10th place last split, obviously, worst team in the league. But when I went into this, I said, they're 10th place last split, but half of that split was with Crown. And I think everyone says that when Pobelter joined, they looked so much better. Right? Like, that team was just tremendously better. Not like top of the league, anything like that, but they were throwing punches against better teams and taking games off teams. And I think given a full mid-split break to bring that whole team together, and the rumor is that they've been good in scrims, and people are saying that Wiggly is playing more like he did last year. The only part of this team that I have any worry about is Ruin. Like, I think, honestly, like, Stixxay and Smoothie are both veteran enough to where they can recognize their issues and get back to playing well. I have full faith in Pobelter. I think Wiggly can turn around. Ruin was the only, like, X factor for me when looking at this. And like I'm saying, I'm picking him 7th. I'm not picking him to, like, win the league. Yeah. I just thought they were better than the other teams that I put below them. The only one I would contest with them was Golden Guardians, which I think Golden Guardians is, like, a good 7th place pick. I thought they were for sure worse than 100 Thieves. No surprise. I thought they were better than Dig and Immortals. And I just have faith in Pobelter as a player. Like, it's such a mid-jungle centric league that I think Pobelter is good enough to get CLG at least into playoffs. So yeah, there's my CLGs making playoffs this split, even though 80% of the league makes it.
Okay, yeah, I guess I feel I see your point there.
No bias whatsoever.
I mean, and if people are saying Wiggly is performing better, I guess you could attest that to the communication part. And last summer it was Wiggly and Power Evil, and Power Evil, as I've heard, is a player that says, "Hey, this is what I want. This is what I need you to do. Hey, I need you here this time." Blah blah. So having Pobelter there with some extra communication and having more time to communicate with each other is
because it came in mid-split, so it's not like they had time to, like, boot camp and, like, build synergy, play a bunch of games together. And one thing I really liked that the CLG coaching staff talked about was Pobelter was a jungler and a coach on Team Liquid before coming to CLG, so he has, like, a unique idea of how that should play out, and he's a really good at, like, helping the team understand what they need to do, which I think CLG's issue is not, like, talent. It's just like they didn't do anything as a team last split. It's not like they were just getting blasted every single game in lane, except from Lesser Crown, but like, there were a lot of games where they were, like, up like 3 or 4K, and then you just knew they were going to lose because it was CLG. So I think if they win half of those games this next split, they're a playoff team.
Okay, all right, yeah, I see it. I won't get too deep into my feelings towards this because
you save that for 10th place when we get there.
Yeah, so I still have my other picks left to talk about, but I see your point. I just feel hopefully their play will be more memorable because their games have been very forgettable other than the Pobelter TP triple kill on Syndra.
Right.
That's all people are. That's all the casters. All some people still talk about, and, like, nothing else from the split other than that.
Yeah.
Like Ruin inting. something.
I mean, I wish I could forget this split. I wish it would just disappear from my memory.
I'm pretty sure CLG fans would wish that a couple of these splits would be forgotten.
There's only really been
Not
two
last
splits,
summer.
right?
Wait, what?
There's only really been two splits, right? That count.
Yeah.
That's the two we won.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
ever since you guys lost, I guess it's just been a what is it? A hiatus in time for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Were they still
Nothing's been
playing?
real.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, I'll roll into my next pick, which is, of course, the Golden Guardians. It's Tanner time, baby. I don't think Golden Glue is bad in any way. I think this is kind of like a win-lose situation. I'm happy to see DeMonte back starting. He's a really good NA talent. It sucks to see Golden Glue. I wish he would just go to Immortals. Sucks to see Golden Glue not starting now. But
Yeah.
I do think DeMonte historically has been better than Golden Glue. Not by a huge margin.
Well,
It's not
he
like
has been to Worlds.
exactly. You
So
know,
that's a huge margin in itself.
that's true. That's true. So I think like this Golden Guardians roster now, you know, you look at it and you're like, this team, I put them 8th, but if this team gets 5th or 6th, it would not surprise me. Like Closer is sick, DeMonte is good, Haunter is a rock in the top lane. If FBI continues on his trajectory and who he plays like just decent to split, this team could be really good. And yeah, like we talked about, back-to-back playoffs for Golden Guardians would be huge as an org. I mean, for a long time we talked about them as like a joke org, and now we're like, they're one of the plucky up-and-coming teams. Like, they could be really good.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I'm hoping maybe I saw an Aurelian Soul in LPL, so maybe we'll see an Aurelian Soul support by
Oh my God.
coming in. I feel that'd be really hilarious and great to see. It would be even better if it's a win, because I mean, who else would pull it out? And I don't know. It's just one of the funny things. It's one of the fun things that is possible. There's a possible timeline where that happens.
Bring it out. Why not?
Yeah, I feel if someone goes a tank support, I feel Aurelian Soul would be good into that.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it myself, but you know,
This is based on zero evidence, but sure, why not?
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So that we have finished the Golden Guardians, let's move on to my number 8 pick, which I actually have is Dignitas.
I can't believe
Owl
you.
Boys. I know. You.
I see it now.
Honestly,
Oh my gosh. Just go ahead and talk about Dignitas.
okay. Yeah, I honestly didn't really think about it that much. No. Wait, no. I didn't think about Dignitas being a team that would make playoffs that much, but seeing their the dust settle finally, you know, I was waiting for 2 teams to actually announce their roster, and that was Dignitas and Immortals, just so I could know what to think about them, how I think they're gonna stack up, what's going to happen with this team. And after it settled, their ending roster ended up being Viper, Cadian, Froggen, Johnson, and Apple. So out of those 5 players, 4 have already played together. 3 have actually played together for the whole split. And Acadian ended up joining in later on, but when Acadian joined in later on, that's when they really started to string some wins, you know, get some, and that's how they got into that whole tiebreaker possibility at the end of Spring Split, which was huge for them. It really sucks that they couldn't pull it out and actually take the victory and make it to playoffs. You know, it was good that they were able to make that type of comeback after losing in a downward spiral with Grig as their jungle and Huni like running it down almost every game, I guess.
Yeah, really.
And you know, and Acadian, there was an interview a while ago saying how, you know, he after his time at TSM, he wanted to be a player that's more direct and like knows how to play style. And he said he did that with Froggen. They like sat down and talked, went back and forth, discussing how exactly they want to play the game or how they should, and that may have actually helped clear things up, and they may actually look like a pretty decent team, you know. So I feel 8th place is justifiable. I mean, Johnson, he he can be a good AD carry. Last split, it was his first split actually playing on the big stage. Uh, he only played what? He only played like one split of Academy
Yeah.
with TSM last year, and now he's playing LCS. So it's he still has room to grow. So I hope people didn't really give him too much crap about some of his mistakes during the split, and with Aframu. I hope Aframu starts, I don't know, popping off a bit as support. It would be nice to see that. If he starts doing that, maybe they could be better than eighth. Maybe them getting to playoffs would be guaranteed then. But that's why they're eighth. There's certain parts. Viper, we all know, wasn't that strong on FlyQuest. He was even subbed out when it came to playoffs, and Solo took over.
Yeah.
So, but different play style for all we know. Due to what do you how does Froggen play? How do you think Froggen plays? He tells the jungle, "Leave me alone. I'm going to farm."
Yeah, it feels that way. And I'm going to go ahead and reveal mine, and we'll just talk through it, because Dig is my ninth place, so we'll just continue on the Dig conversation.
Yeah.
It just feels like, as a team, Froggen, he's a good mid laner. I don't think a lot of people are going to contest that. Like, he is good. But it does feel like, now I've seen him on like countless teams, that he does not buy into like the Niski style. He's like I would describe him as a slightly worse Bjergsen. Like,
Yeah.
he's a guy who wants to play control mages. He wants to play to beat his opponent in CS and scale into late game and be a monster. He wants to control mid lane, push in, things like that. He's not that interested in fighting early or roaming and scrapping or taking these 50-50 plays. He's just like the control mage. Like, that's what he wants to do. He wants to control mid lane, get leads through individual plays in mid lane, and then use that to win the game late. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
With
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. It kind of lagged a tiny bit, but with Froggen's as you said, Froggen's like want to just sin lane, get that CS advantage. He could possibly get a solo kill every now and then, but that's not stuff he's going to be looking for. And with that, like Viper, I feel he's not exactly a weak side player. So due to Froggen's playstyle, that may help Acadian give him some help with that. Acadian may be able to enable Viper into that carry player everyone thinks Viper is, or possibly shown on his Riven, and maybe it'll show other than just on his Riven that he can be that carry player. So there's like possibility here, and I feel bot lane will be fine. They never really lost. I feel did they like ever lose lane?
I don't think they ever got like hardcore stomped. At least not that jumps out to you.
Yeah, they never hardcore stomped. Johnson was always reliable in team fights, in my opinion. So, yeah, I feel the recipe here, these guys could definitely make the turn.
I agree. You ready to move on to your next pick?
Yep, let's go. It's time to get the flame on. So it's all right. I need a little emote with my mage shooting fireballs. Yeah,
you do. You do.
My ninth place prediction is CLG. So I was super disappointed to see that CLG kept everything the same. I really don't think Song is that good of a coach. Like, not even the coach has changed. Like, sure, I wouldn't have had Wiggly kicked off of the team because he showed promise last year in summer, so still potential there. Smoothie can be a good player. His performance hasn't been the best lately. I mean, but that could be due to like their direction as a team and all those other stuff. And Ruin hasn't been the most convincing top laner. He's had his moments, but I just don't feel he's really worth an import slot. If they want a player like that, they could just honestly CLG could like pick up Fake God, and I feel Fake God would do Ruin's job maybe like 2 times better or like 3 times better.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like as I said, I wish they'd at least make a coach change, but I guess they did. They picked up Shojin. I don't know too much about him, but so far from the content, he has been a good asset to the team. But yeah, with Song, as I was saying, the only reason he got to Worlds was because Xmithy was on the Immortals team with a carry top in Flame, win condition through Cody, and a stable mid with Cobalt. And that's legit one reason why. And the coordination with Ole. He goes to TSM. He has like 5 great players on other than Mike Young, but he has like 5. He has 4 great players, and he can't even get them out of 5th place of playoff or yeah, he can't even get them 5th place of playoffs or close to Worlds. So I mean, in just that sense, they would have at least made a coaching change in that regard. But yeah, that's just I just feel like we've heard CLG possibly get us scrims. Jack said don't sleep on CLG. I'll keep that in mind. That's why they're
Don't
not
do
10th,
it.
You know, 9th place. Don't sleep on them, guys. But yeah, that's why they're not in 10th. You know, 10th place would mean there's no hope. There's a guard, nothing. But they're not. There's some slight hope. I do that. Like with what we've heard from multiple people around the scene, CLG could make their way in. For all we know, they could kick out TSM, and that'd be hilarious. That'd be the funniest thing ever. If TSM do not make playoffs, or if they don't make Worlds because of CLG, that'd be hilarious. So yeah, that's my ninth place prediction.
All right, let's get into it because we both know who's last place.
Yeah, everyone knows who's next place.
Yeah, there's not really a reason to put anybody else here. I'll start. Smithy's benched. Ika's still starting. That should be right there. That's it. Like,
that is the whole. That's all you need to know.
Smithy was your signing. He was your star player. He was the best player on your team by far. I mean, Soaz is good. He's not going to carry this team. I feel like it's like a nightmare situation for Soaz too. Like you come to NA to play on this team, you're like, we're getting the best jungler ever. Then you guys are really bad because you have this terrible mid laner, and then they bench your other good player, and you're just like, well, what the fuck? You know, it's just me on this team with a bunch of people. Like I have Potluck in the jungle. There's no flame for Potluck. I know a lot of people are throwing that around right now. It's like, it's not Potluck's fault. I mean, obviously, if you can get a starting LCS job, you're going to take it. But I mean, like, Potluck is not the winningest jungle in North American history.
Yeah, he is definitely not.
I mean, and now he's losing on Lee Sin in, Academy. So I don't know. It just feels like the Immortals, like, management and coaching staff, it's just such a joke, man. I mean, like, I don't normally say that. Like, normally we'll say, like, they're just doing a bad job or whatever, but it's like, it was a joke roster last split, and this split, you somehow make it worse. Like, I don't get it. There's no draft. You're not tanking for a pick here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just awful. It's just a terrible roster. I don't see any hope of this team getting into playoffs. And it's 8 teams. 80% of the league gets into playoffs. And I think there's almost a no % chance this team makes it.
Yeah, there's just so many other teams that are better than Immortals on paper and yeah, that's really it. Just like on paper and in general.
It's a mess. I have no hope for this roster. Like, unless Smithy comes back in and starts starting, and even then, I think the relationship is so damaged now. If Ika's still starting by the end of the split, this entire year was a failure.
Yeah, definitely. If that ends up being the I swear if they go, not even if they go 0-2, if they go 0-3, because if you go 0-4, that's really hard to come back and like try and get in playoffs. Well, actually, not anymore. So, oh yeah, I also had Immortals 10th. If you guys didn't know, Immortals were a 10th place team. Just really, oh jeez, Vega's upset with the news, but I was upset with the news too, like greatly. Like Smithy was one of my favorite players in the league, one of my favorite junglers. Just I like the guy. He's a cool guy and everything, and he's just been on so many rosters that have had some type of success. He's been on CLG when they got to the finals of MSI. He's been on Immortals when they got to Worlds, and then he was on TL. People could attest TL to Double F being on there, but Xmithy was a player who knows how to play around his good parts. He knew what to do, and that's why they were 4 times back to back LCS champions. And now here comes Immortals with this mid-tier LFL mid laner, keeping him in, and putting Xmithy on a roster with no real firepower, and with a lot of older talent that already that we know what they're capable of. Honestly, like we know what Soaz is capable of. He can be a solid laner, but honestly, last split he looked really bad. Well, not really bad, but he just didn't look to the tier that people put him as. Ica, like I don't know how many kills he had in the split. I honestly think it was like I think it was on a podcast or something where he had only maybe 7 kills. Not that many kills out of the whole split. Then you have Apollo and Hakua, who are known quantity, even though they had all tech before, who showed he could pretty much almost solo carry a game. And then they decided to bench Xmithy, the possible best player on the team who knows how to win and can make the calls and all that other stuff. And they keep the mid-tier LFL mid lane. Like, I don't know
5 head.
Yeah, 5 head move. I don't know what happened during the scrims. I don't know what's going on. But I don't know. I just don't feel Immortals knows exactly what they're doing. And yeah, I just don't think they'll be more than 10th place. Teams are already saying how bad they are. They're just confused by the move. Everyone's confused by the move. Like, what are you doing? What is this org doing? And yeah, as I said, I think if they go 0-4, they should and if they go 0-4 and they're like either stomps or if they're really long games where they get even, like they're the IMT games from last spring split that were just
God,
awful. Yeah, that were just awful. Like they get in that same position and they still lose. Like that should just show like, hey, if you're 0-4 right now, you should just swap them out. Either like take out Potluck. Like if Potluck doesn't work, like take him out and put in Xmithy and Insanity, or just put in Insanity instead of Ica. Honestly, because like you don't know what this team is doing. They have no firepower. They have no carry potential. Maybe a little bit because Altec. I honestly feel Altec could be a win condition for the team, but that depends on how they play around him.
He was good at the beginning of last split.
Yeah, and then they took him out.
Yeah, for whatever. I swear, it's just like a social experiment to see, what is the weirdest move we can make with this roster.
How can we piss off LCS fans so much?
Dude, it must feel so bad to be a Immortals fan.
I'm not even sure if they have any fans at the moment. Do they? I'm not sure.
I don't know anybody who's an Immortals fan.
I thought I could be one, but after their split, no. And after Xmithy, definitely not. Like, that. All I'm saying is if they go 0-4, like, immediately, just try again. You guys are not going to make playoffs. You guys are not going to go to Worlds. Yeah, just pack it up. Start over.
Get ready for the LCS draft.
Yeah, get ready for the LCS draft. Try and get something out of it. Like, get a new support or something. Get a
new team, new coaching staff, new GM.
Yeah, new coach. You don't even need to try that hard for a new coach. You can just pick up a coach like Rainover, and you'll be good. There's so many mid laners in Academy right now that could play pretty well, like Yusui. Soligo has actually improved a lot from what I've seen, especially from what I saw today. Like, they need to revamp what they're trying to do because it's not working and they're not going to get any fans and they're not going to make any progress this year. Yeah. This year, a wasted year for their, in my opinion.
100%. 100% it has.
and it sucks because when they were on this team, they were, but different management, different teams, different. It's depressing to see, but hey, at least they have a Toyota sponsor.
Yeah. I wonder how long that lasts if you go 10th place. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, hopefully they figure this out. I mean, at least if they were starting Insanity, I could see, like, okay, cool. They're just going with a developmental roster because they don't think they're going to make Worlds. Like, all right, cool. But, like, you saw Ica all last split. Like, he's a known quantity. Do you think he's going to get that much better this split?
No. As I said, he's a mid-tier LFL player. Maybe not even mid-tier. I feel like players in the EU even said he was worse than that.
Yeah.
So it's it'll be an interesting split for sure, especially for the bottom tier teams, with the fact that we have 8 teams making playoffs. Like anything can happen in that bottom area. For all we know, we could have a soup again. So legit, anything could happen. Like everyone may end up just being 4-4, other than C9 and maybe TL. I've heard good things about TL, especially since TL beat C9 in scrims recently.
Yep.
That was actually good news to hear. I was like, oh, sweet.
Thank God.
There's a team that even like Licorice. Wait, no, Niski did say they may have like trolled a little, but the fact that like the team was still able to pull off a win over them, great news. This is just really good to know. Maybe we'll have a competitive split this week.
Fingers crossed.
Well, not this week. We'll just have a competitive split overall.
The whole split, yeah.
Honestly, yeah, the whole split. And honestly, like we have a lot of games to look forward to this week. Tomorrow, even, we have FlyQuest versus C9 and 100 Thieves versus EG.
2 really hyped games.
Yeah, I'm just excited for one to see C9 play again. I mean, we know FlyQuest isn't going to beat them. But how do you think the 100 Thieves versus EG game is going to go?
I think EG wins. I think they should win, right? But what I'm most interested in is, like, I think EG wins, but I want to see what Kumo looks like against Someday. Someday out for blood because of playoff performance, has Kumo, like, stepped up with Huni being there and kind of having the fire under him and getting this extra coaching, so that's, like, a big thing for me. And also, the mid lane matchup. Is Ryoma going to carry over all that progress he made in spring against one of the best mid laners we had in spring? I think it's a really hypey matchup.
Yeah, Ryoma versus Jizuke. Will Jizuke kind of like focus in a bit more? Will he smash Ryoma? That's why if Jizuke smashes Ryoma, then I'm like, Ryoma didn't learn anything. But if Jizuke doesn't smash Ryoma, then I'm like, okay, there's some progress. And also, as you said with Kumo, you're excited to see what he does. Like, EG probably isn't going to put in Huni because they have Jizuke and Bang. They can't take out Jizuke anyways because Giyu is an import.
Yep.
So they would have to take out Bang, and they're not going to do that.
Well, they shouldn't do that. If they were Immortals, Bang would not be starting, and neither would Huni.
Yeah, if they were Immortals, Bang and Huni would not be starting anyways. But the fact that Huni's on the team, you know how C9 does. Like Licorice and Fudge do 1v1s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for all we know, Kumo and Huni may be doing 1v1s, and Huni may be helping. Actually, how much do you think Huni could help Kumo on lane? I just thought about it. I was like, wait. I
hope laning like 1v1 he can help him because like Huni is mechanically good. He just dies a lot doing dome stuff, but hopefully just in mechanics. So I think Kumo's a smart player. He just isn't very mechanically good. So fingers crossed, hopefully Huni sharpens him up,
Yeah, so that's a hope there. And then one last match I just want to talk about before we close it off. We have TSM versus Team Liquid.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a very interesting match, very fun one. Just because so far I've heard TL good, TSM not so much better. So I'm really hoping. I also hope TL wins that match.
Give me your pick. Do you think TL's going to win? I need to be able to clip something.
Okay, off of recency bot, TL will smash TSM.
I agree.
That's how I feel about it.
I agree, 100%. 100% agree.
Yep, the fact is, listening to their content, listening to what Brox has been saying, how they want to follow a more aggressive playstyle, how Jensen is being more of the center point of the team, and yeah, that's it. You know, we may see a Jensen on Echo again, boys.
Oh man,
boys and girls, if there are girls in the chat as well. Like that's what I think going to happen. Broxa on Nidalee, Lee Sin, Graves. This is the meta we're in. Meanwhile, TSM is going to put Spica on like Sejuani or J4, and Brox is just going to like super power farm the jungle as Nidalee or Graves. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I definitely think TL is going to smash TSM, and if not smash TSM, I still think that they are going to win. I think the game's going to be a treat.
Yeah, we have a lot of good matchups this week. I'm really hyped about it.
Guys, I hope everyone tunes in and flames me if I'm wrong.
Spam the clip of him saying TL will smash TSM, please.
Yeah, everyone just spam the clip of me making these extremely bold predictions so I can look like a fool. But yeah, I hope. Actually, is there anything else you want to talk about Vega at all?
Not just super excited to finally be back to games. We're gonna keep the content coming to you guys weekly. So stick around. See what we say is wrong, what we say is right. Tease us and reward us when we're 5-head big brains and predict the entire split right by these power rankings. But yeah, just thanks everybody for sticking with us last split. We're happy to be doing another split. Getting more content out to you guys.
Yep, so thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, live listeners, for tuning in, everyone watching and listening to podcasts and all of our other content. Thank you for tuning in. It's been super fun. We'll catch you guys next week, and I can't wait to talk about the results and flame whatever team did poorly. So catch you guys next week.
Bye, y'all.